Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. When we tell police that William Ruto is a liar, they don't trust us because they think in their uniform, Ruto will never lie to them. It is high time that police wakes up to reality. It's high time that public servants wakes up to reality and know William Ruto's roadside declarations are never taken serious by the Kenyan government. The days when the president was all powerful was buried. The days when the president could speak on top of a vehicle and the responsible officers rush crumbling to effect the declaration is long gone. We are a country governed by the rule of law, and the Constitution of Kenya is very categorical. Nobody, including the president, is above the law. So, last month, William Ruto himself promised police officers and prison warders a salary increment, and he said they were going to receive their first increment last month, July. Can you listen to this video?
You're also aware that we're undertaking a huge program on ensuring that our prison service have decent housing. We will be working with you and your team to identify the areas, to work with the State Department of Housing, to ensure that our prison officers, men and women, live in decent housing across the country. And again, I will be expecting of you to provide the leadership and stewardship in that area so that we can accelerate the housing program of our prison men and women. As a commitment that I made to our men in uniform, from this month, we will be living up to our commitment to enhance the salaries of our policemen, our prison officers, in line with our commitment that we made. So you come into office with good tidings for the men in the prison service, because this month they will have their first installment of increment of salaries together with the other security agencies, as a commitment I made last year.
That is Ruto speaking himself from his own mouth. That was last month. And he promised police officers and prison wardens, aliwaambia, as the President of the Republic of Kenya, I have said, beginning the end of July, you are going to receive your first batch of salary increment. Do you know what is happening? Officers from the Kenya Prison Service who were promised have now threatened to go on strike after the promise failed to take effect beginning July 2024, the month that just ended. According to the information, the just ended week, the prison wardens have not been working. They come to work, lakini wako hapo tu. They were on what we call a go slow. And they are saying that President William Ruto had previously promised to increase their salaries by at least 2,000 Kenyan shillings. They waited. July ended. They waited. It's now 4th August. They waited. And there is no salary increment that seems to happen. They have now said, they have now said kwamba hawajapata kitu, na wanasema ati wanaambiwa ni circular haijatoka. Now, they have released a notice I want to read for you here. Raundi Ruto. Ruto atakiona. Polisi tunawaambia huyu si rafiki yenu. Mnafikiria tunawadanganya. They have released a notice here which I want to read for you. Notice man, ndio hii hapa. And this is what they are saying. We are tired. We shall fight for our rights. This is what they are saying. Mr. President, sir, may this letter reach you from thousands of Kenya prisons officers from all Kenyan prisons. May it be known to you and the CGP that enough is enough. What? Mmesikia your language? Hey. Hata polisi wamechoka. I'm sorry to let you know that very soon, if not soon, you will bury those senior officers because no other prison officer will shoot themselves because of depression due to the tough and rough working conditions in prisons and pressure from our senior officers. Let the CGP know that this is beyond discipline in a disciplined service. What? Mumesikia hiyo lugha? Hey, Mr. President, sir, may it be known to you, one, that the prison headquarters under the Commissioner General of Prisons has always delayed increment of salaries whenever the officers of the president declares an increment of salary to all disciplined service to a duration of a month to 2 or 3 months with excuses of system failure. It is well known that the CGP and HR salaries directors have fixed accounts that they keep our money and reap from it. Ndugu, wameandika mambo mengi hapa. Number 2, that the prison headquarters under the lead of the CGP, Director Logistics and Procurement Officers, has well-known habits and a cancer that seems to continue oppressing the junior officers. They have always procured uniforms which are dispatched to all stations with instruction that they belong to the senior officers only. The cookie that was stolen is finally coming out. Sikia maneno inaongelelewa hapa. Number 3, that whenever the issue of uniform happens to the stations from the headquarters, in bracket quartermaster, the uniform is not given all officers because they distribute like 50 pairs to 100 pairs per station, which also when it arrives to the station, the distribution begins from the ranks of inspectors and above, leaving junior officers behind. Number 5, that the government section is corrupt and wasting government funds in fraud and procuring of low quality prison uniform material, especially the Django green trouser material, camouflage jacket material, which has left most of the junior officers in the department look like a department of working beggars. Jesus. Chinekema. Haya. 5. Guy. That most of the junior officers do purchase uniform materials from their little salary, and since the demand is so high, the cartels who sell government uniforms has raised the prices, and this has left most prison officers wearing police uniforms, KDF jackets, and the green berets, and administration police jungle jackets, and other available uniforms that resemble our work uniform. This has left many officers dirty, ragged. He 6. Mr. President, why can't Kenya Prison Service have one uniform? A uniform working dress for all the officers from senior to junior officers to identify themselves as a service like the police at the discipline services. What? Number 7. Mr. President, why can't you appoint a sober commissioner general of prisons? Like the bring retired John Warioba, who have out of junior officers, and for work appointment, 4 from your office. Hey. Now, Mr. President, may it be known to you amazingly that very few prison stations have tear gas or the entourage of the tear gas, and if there is, they are expired and worn out, which risks the lives of junior officers, especially when handling hardcore inmates, who most of them are infected with HIV, and they end up biting us, injuring us, and infecting us. Walolo ya yay. What? Anyway, hii ni moto. Hii imeenda hii. Hii imeenda. It's upon William Ruto to act. Ama wamwendea kumsalimia. Hapa ni kubaya na hii imewaka. God bless you. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.